Hey guys, Pitmaster here with Vato, and I'm going to tell you, striking or grappling, what's better for the street? It all comes down to three things. Distance, hips, and level. Alright? Whether you're the striker or whether you are the grappler, if you can control the distance, the hips, and the level, you will control the fight. Okay? What I mean is, if I'm the striker, I want to control the distance. He wants to be in, okay, and I want to be out so I can punch. If I can control that, I'll win. All right? If he's a grappler and I'm a striker, he needs my hips. If he can get my hips, he's going to win. All right? If I can keep my hips away from him, I'm going to win. All right? Level is number 3. Okay, if he's a grappler, he wants to come down low. If I stay up high, he's going to win. All right? If I can get that level down and still be able to strike effectively, I'll win. Okay? Distance, hips, level. Okay? So, distance number 1. All right? I'm the striker. He's the grappler. We want different things out of distance. Okay? I want more distance all the way out or striking range. He wants all the way in. He just wants all the way in. He doesn't want all the way out because then he has to come, if he's all the way out, he has to come past my striking to get all the way in. Okay? That's all he wants is all the way in. I don't want all the way in, but I'll take all the way out because I'm safe out here in the street, right? And I have an advantage at this distance right here. So I want striking distance. All right? So distance is number 1. If I can control that distance and keep the distance at striking range, then I'm going to win the fight. There's a couple ways to do that. The main way to do that is lateral movement. Okay? Because if I just rush in, I'm not going to have it. And if I keep moving backwards, his momentum is faster moving forward than mine is moving backwards. He will catch me pretty quickly. So what I want to do to keep the distance is lateral movement with my strikes. Okay? My strikes will discourage him from coming in. Okay? And then my lateral movement will prevent him from setting up. So I want to throw a multitude of strikes, and I want to use lateral movement. Strikes will deter him from coming in because no one wants to walk into a punch. Okay? And then my lateral movement makes it so he can't set for the shot. Because every time he sets, I'm gone, and then I'm punching. So between deterring, right, and moving, he's going to have a hard time getting his distance. And he wants this distance, I want this distance. All right? Now, another one is hips. I do not want him to get my hips. So if he came all the way in and got, say, a body lock, I want my hips back. Okay, once I get my hips back, I'm pretty safe. All right? If he can control my hips, though, he can take me down. If I can control my hips, then he can't take me down. So no matter where he is, if he doesn't have a hold of my hips, I can still work my way back. The one thing advantage that a striker has over the grappler is, the grappler has to try to get the distance, then he has to try to get a hold of my hips and try to take me down. And even if he does take me down, chances are I'll get back up at least once or twice. Okay? But on the other side of that is, if I hit him one time in the chin, just like that, the fight's going to be over. So while he's trying to take me down and get my hips and get a hold of me, etc., all it will take is one strike from me, lands on his chin, and the fight's over. So it puts him in a position where he feels hurried. Okay? He's more desperate to get the takedown. And once you get the wrestler more desperate, okay, he opens up more strikes, it opens him up because he gets careless. He might just drop his hands and go for a crazy shot, and you can be punching. So you want to get that grappler desperate, okay? You want to use lateral movement. You want to use a lot of straight punches because that creates a barrier, between me and him. See, there's the barrier. He's going to take me down. He can't from there. So that creates a barrier. Even when I feint, it creates a barrier because he thinks there's something. There's an imaginary strike. Even if I can fake him, with a feint, it keeps him away. All right. So distance, hips, and level. Okay. The level is a striker can't be up here like he's in a boxing or kickboxing match because the grappler might want to do a double leg or some kind of leg attack or a single leg or whatever. So your level has to be adjusted for a street fight or an MMA fight. All right. So we got the distance. We got the level is very important, right? Our hips are here, but if our level is up here, he'll take our legs. Okay? So your level has to be adjusted. In a boxing match, you're up here, or a kickboxing match, right? But in a street fight, you have to lower your level more, or in an MMA fight, because it's much harder for him to take me down if I'm up here, if I'm down here. He's trying to take me down, but I have much better defense if I'm low. Now, if I'm too low, I won't be able to strike. So you have to be low enough to defend takedowns effectively, okay? But you can't be too low so you can't strike effectively. But on the other side of that, you can't be so high where you can strike really effectively, but you get taken down easily. Okay? So, distance. All right? Distance, hips, and level. Very important in your defending your takedowns and being able to fight effectively against a grappler, guys. This is it in a nutshell. To be a striker versus a grappler, you want to be effective against a grappler, you need to have distance, number one. He who controls the distance, okay, will control the fight. So you need to have the distance with your barriers, which are your strikes, and your lateral movement, which prevent him to set up his takedowns. That's number one. Number two, hips. Your hips must be guarded. In other words, don't throw wild roundhouse kicks and then you give him your hip. Okay? Even when you throw wild right hands, your hip goes to your opponent. So you have to be much more cautious. A lot more straight punches, all right, where you're not committing as much. Okay? Then there needs to be the lateral movement, and it has to be arrhythmic. You can't have any rhythm. You have to throw him off. If he knows you're going to 1-2, then 1-2, then 1-2, he'll time it. All right? So you just have to be very unorthodox and arrhythmic because your lateral movement will prevent his setups. Okay? Number three, level. You as a striker, okay, you can stand up when you're fighting another striker, but if you're on the street or in an MMA fight, you have to lower your level to make yourself more effective against defending takedowns. All right? That's all I got to say, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being part of the Pit Ohana. Please subscribe, like, and share. But depend...